Hi, welcome to this tutorial series on how to use the Urban Grocery Delivery System. One very powerful feature that we'll cover today is the ability to set tax rates. Now, this allows you to set them properly for food items, non-food items, drug items, and for up to 3 different states. So let's get started. Right now, we're logged into the admin area on the back end. So we would expand out here where it says product maintenance right here. So expand that out, edit categories and item tax. And then that's going to be here. Now, we see that already cat type means category type, which is by default is blank, or you can set it to N for non-food or D for drug items. State A, this is the type of tax that will be charged that we could set. Here, let's set this to show less records so we can see the bottom of the screen. So we're going to here you can set state A, B, and C. To set taxable items to rate A, set food items to rate B, set clear all tax rates for state A. So this is a tax rate, either A or B. Okay. So first let's go to the place where we set the tax rates. So that's in System Info, User Data right here. So here you go to the second tab for tax rates, and you can set the rates for up to 3 different states. So here we have Maryland set for 6% tax rate, and also tax on delivery 6%. That means on the delivery charge itself. So you can set different tax rates. Say your state had a tax rate of 6% for food, for non-food items, and 2% for food. You could set rate B as 2%. And you can even have up to 5 different tax rates. Like if there was a local surcharge, you could put that in there too. So usually you just have one tax rate or two mostly. For instance, food at 6%. Some states, the minority states, tax, I said food again, non-food at 6%. Some states, the minority states, tax food. So if the food tax was, say, 2% or 2.5%, you could put that here as rate B for food. And some states, maybe just a few states, have a separate rate for drug items. So you could put that here. So you can have up to, 5 different tax rates, actually. So this is where you set the tax rates. And if you're delivering to multiple states, like your near state borders, you can set tax rates for up to 3 different states here. Okay, now let's get back to the edit categories and item tax section. So what I'm going to do is set all items as non-taxable so I can show you how to do this. So we'll just remove the taxable category from all items. And if we refresh that, we should see that that should be removed. So now it says false, taxable is false. So everything is set as not taxable. So here it says the category type, that you don't change that. That's to indicate which is non-foods or foods. You'd only change it if you want to mark something as a non-food. Leave it blank if it's a food item. Or you can mark it D for drug items. Okay, let's clear the tax rates for state A. So what that should do is clear everything. So now we're at the point where you can go ahead and set the tax rates for your state. Let's assume you're in a state that charges tax only on non-foods. Non-foods would be things like you see here. We've arranged by category type by clicking on the heading here. Non-foods would be things like this: gloves, household tape, matches, detergent, lunch bags, things like that. Okay, so what we want to do now is, since this state charges tax on non-foods, we'll set all non-foods as taxable by clicking this button. Okay, so now we see that for all these non-food items, the tag is changed to true. And if we looked at the other items, which we can do. Like if we go here and pull up some items that are food items, we'll see the taxable rate is false. Next, we want to set taxable items to rate A. So we have different buttons here for each state, A, B, C. So if you're just working with one state, use state A, and you can adjust it here, as it says here in the notes. So this button says set taxable items to rate A. And that's what we want to do, the items that we've marked as taxable. And let's go back to that, which would be the non-food items. We've set the non-foods as taxable. So we want to set taxable items to rate A. Okay. So then what we're going to do here is click Set Taxable Items to Rate A. And then now it's put A in here, telling the system to look in the user data and get the taxable rate of 6% from rate tax A for the taxable items, the non-food items. Now, if food items are taxable, we could do this button here, set food items to rate B. So anything that was blank, it would set the rate to B. And then remember, before you would do that, you also have to set food items as taxable. Right now, the food items are not set as taxable. So those are the steps. So basically now, when you print an invoice, you're going to see on there, and we've covered that in another section, that the taxable items appear with a little T, and the tax rate is calculated. Then also, when you run reports, which you can do here in the reporting section, when you run your sales reports, then you're going to see the total amount of tax. So you can use this to collect the proper amount of tax and send it to your taxing authority, tax department in your state on the appropriate form for your state. Now, why is this important? Well, if you don't have a system or using a low-tech system or no-tech system, no system, you're going to have to pay the tax directly to the store. So here's another point to keep in mind. You don't want to pay your tax twice. So when you go to the store, you want to fill out the form for your state. Usually there's a certain form for your state where you specify and tell the store that you're buying the items for resale. So they're going to give you a designation or a little card, or maybe a bonus card or something that tells the cashier that you're buying the items without tax. And then instead, you're going to calculate the tax for your state. That's important because you're not selling the items at the same price as the store. So if you just pay the tax to the store, that's actually wrong because you're delivering the items at a different price. So technically, you would be delivering items at a higher price because you're marking them up a certain amount, but you're not collecting any tax on that. So actually, that's incorrect. You shouldn't do that because you are actually selling the higher price, but you're not collecting the correct tax. So we solved that problem for you by having a powerful invoicing feature where you can set the correct taxes for food, non-food, drug items for up to 3 states. This is a powerful feature of the Urban Grocery Delivery System you'll not obviously find in your regular shopping cart because it's not designed to set tax on food and non-food and drug items and not up to 3 states. So we hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, like it, and we hope it's helpful as you learn about and use the Urban Grocery Delivery System. This is Richard signing off on this tutorial. We'll see you next time.